Hello and welcome to another tutorial on Print Me Some Color. Today we're going to learn how to kind of rotate or copy certain objects around a certain point in graphic, which is very helpful when you're trying to draw something like a mandala or mandala. So let's begin. Today we'll learn how to make something as shown here in graphic. So let's begin. Go to File and say New. Choose the grid version, and then we're gonna go ahead and make it CMYK. I'm gonna keep it as 8 into 8 inches. You can take any size that you want. It's not necessary that it has to be 8 into 8. I'm gonna go ahead and choose. So now you have your canvas ready, and now we need to draw a circle. I'm gonna go and pick the circle tool, hold shift key down and click and drag. So I have my circle now, so I want to edit the properties to make sure it's the size that I want it to be. So I'm just going to head over to the properties panel. If you cannot see this over here, just click on your scale, this one. So once you have that, you just have to click on this ruler or scale over here. Once you do that, you can see your width and the height. So I'm going to change this to 4 and 4. So if you have not set your document properties like to be in inches, it'll show up in pixels. You do that when you open a new file when it says inches over here. So make sure you choose inches. So once you have your circle ready, I'm just going to go ahead and click on it. I took the selection tool and then I'm going to go ahead and click this over here. This is for alignment. Going to click on this, which makes sure that it's centered with respect, horizontally, and this makes it center vertically. That means that it is in the center of the whole canvas. I'll go ahead and make sure that I don't have any fill because I want to look at the grid so that you can see the midpoints. If you don't have this panel right here, all you have to do is go to Windows and Appearance, and then you'll see it right away, and then you click on this last icon over here. So now that we have unchecked fill, this is how it looks like. So I want to make sure that I have my center marked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the rulers. So if you don't have the rulers here, all you have to do is go to View and say Show Rulers. Now since I can see the rulers, it says Hide Rulers, but otherwise it will have Show Rulers. And one more thing to keep in mind is make sure your Smart Guides is checked, because that really helps when you're moving objects around. So now I'm gonna just go ahead, go to my ruler, click and drag. So I get a guideline and I'm gonna place it at 4 inches like this. Just make sure that it's at the point. That zoom in. Gonna make sure, okay, it's at the right point. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull one from here and then place it in the center. So, okay. So, okay. Let's go back. Okay, so now if you don't want to do that, there's another option. What you can do is you can go to View, Guides, and then you can say New Guide. And then you can give exactly where you want it to be. Like if I say, for example, 5 and I say OK. So horizontally, I'm going to get one at 5 inches. So you don't have to literally drag it out. You can do this as well. And if you don't want it, all you can do is click on it and then, probably go put it back up. Okay, so now we have our first circle. We want more. So I'm just going to go ahead and go to the circle tool and make one more, and make sure you hold your shift key down. I didn't, so it's weird. Okay, shift key down and pull. And now I'm just going to go ahead to my position tool and click on center and center so that it's all in the center. Okay, that looks cool. Let me just remove the fill so that we can see the center. Okay, awesome. So next we have to make some patterns over here. So I'm going to show you one more thing. Now select the circle tool and hold this and pull it out. Don't hold the shift key down, just pull it out. Now let's just zoom in a little. So I'm just going to select my select tool, part selection tool, and now you can see the 4 points over here. So click on them. Then you see the two handles right here. So these actually, if you move up and down, you can change the figure. So what we're going to do is keep it straight horizontally and then try and move this and make sure your handle doesn't move. See, that's wrong. So make it straight and okay. Now I'm going to pull it down to make it straight and then push it back up. Cool. So I'm going to go over to the strokes panel over here and click on round cap and rounded join because I actually like it. Okay, so we'll head down and do the same thing for this. Don't worry, just bring it back up and then there you go. Okay, that sounds cool. So now you have your shape ready. I want one more circle in the center over here, really tiny one. So I'm just gonna put that here. Go back to my align mode. Okay, now we have it. I'm gonna bring this up and place it here. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. What I want to do is I want to drag it out, make sure it touches the top part. Okay, now we have what I want. Now we just select this tool. Now comes the part that I've been talking about. Now that's rotating across. So select this tool and click on the rotate icon right here. And now you can see the angle, rotate and copy. So, and there's one more thing which you can see, and that is this little orange thingy. I'll bring it up here. This one. So your object is gonna rotate across, keeping this point as its center. So if I keep it here and then I give an angle probably 30 degrees and I say copy, so it's gonna copy it, you see, across this. So I'm just gonna undo it. If you have to undo, you just have to say Command Z. Okay, so I'm gonna select this and click on rotate tool, bring this down and put it to your center. And next I'm gonna say I just put 30 degrees and I said copy. If you click on rotate, what happens is it's just gonna rotate that object. You're not gonna get another copy, it's just gonna keep moving. So all you have to do is click on the angle that you think would be perfect. Like for example, I could have given 45 as well. See, it comes a little further away. Yeah, there you go. So, and yeah, you can give it 45, you can give it 30, whatever you want, but make sure that you check what looks good. So I'm going to click on that. I like 30, so I'm just going to stick to 30. Let me make it 30 and I'm saying copy. Okay, so just a tip. Angles which are already mentioned over here, like 15, 30, 45 will ensure that your objects don't they'll be equally spaced when you end. Like for example, this is the first object that you started with, this is the last object, so there's like perfect amount of distance between these two and these two. So if you give an odd number here, you can always give your own values over here. For example, I can give it like 17 degrees, but what's gonna happen is I'll show you. I'm gonna draw a rectangle over here, okay, and then click on rotate tool and then make it to 45, 47, and bring this probably here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and say copy, 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 copy. Okay, so now you can see here. You see how it's distanced, this is like odd place, there's so much of gap in between. So this is what is going to happen. So unless you give one of the values which is specified there, you might run into a problem like that. But it's not necessary that it's going to happen all the time. You might get an even distance object as well. You just have to try it and check for yourself. Okay, let's go ahead. So this is basically how you repeat a pattern. So there are many tips when you're doing this. So one was just what I said. The second one is if you're going to repeat something across, for example, I have this. Now I want a few more elements inside it. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a star. And I'm just going to reduce it. Okay, I want a star and then I want another circle. Let's get to that. Okay, so yeah, so what I want to do is I want to repeat this, this, and this. So instead of creating the outer, instead of just individually repeating these things, I would suggest that you first create one single item that you want and then click on Command G to group them together. So once you have it grouped, it's easier to make sure you get it evenly spaced and rotated across. And yeah, that's how you actually repeat an object around a certain point or use the rotate tool in graphic. And with this, you can make wonderful mandalas and you can create things like this pretty easily. So if you want, I'll leave the link to the editable file for this mandala. It's in color. You can always change it to black if you want. All you have to do is go here and instead in the stroke, you just click on it and say black. So there you have it. I like the color one. Okay. So I can leave you, I'll leave the editable file so that you can go and experiment with it. So thank you for watching.